Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. This is probably the most important video of this entire week. The old subscribers know what I'm talking about. You guys have heard me talk about this year after year after year. But if you're new, this video is definitely for you. So it's about the daily routine, right? And I believe it is the most important thing in any man's life or woman. Literally the most important thing. If you come to me for anything, any question you have, any problem you're going to, 99% of the time, I'm going to ask you, what is your daily routine? What does it look like, right? You cannot progress without a routine. You can make small advancements, but as far as overcoming obstacles, overcoming the odds, you gotta have one. I swear by my daily routine. And again, if you've been watching these videos for a long time, you heard me mention it over and over again. The OG subs remember way back when I was working at Kroger pushing carts, and I had my daily routine written down. It is literally, if I have to pick just one thing that brought me to where I am today, if I had to pick one thing that helped me get through depression, helped me get through every single obstacle that I faced, it's simply my daily routine. So I want everybody watching this video, pull out a piece of paper or notepad, whatever, and start taking notes. You gotta have a daily routine. Now, what is the benefit, right? What is the benefit? Why is this something so simple yet so powerful? Well, one, focus. It gives you a ton of focus. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with the flashlight and laser light analogy. It's been written in books. People talk about it all the time, right? What's the main difference? They're both sources of light, right? But you can't create damage. You're not deadly as a flashlight, right? You just, lighting up shit, whatever. But a laser pierces through objects. What's the difference? The laser is focused, right? Focused energy, right? And again, it's a cliched example. It's a cliched analogy that's been used over and over again, but it's so applicable to the world that we live in today. Almost everybody I meet, and I tell them, you got a lot of potential. They're like, yeah. They don't see it. Why? Because they're not focused. They're doing a million different things, not really getting anywhere. And I tell them, having a daily routine is going to literally focus all your dreams, focus on your goals into something that's systematic, something that's automated, and allows you to literally go off the checklist every single morning. So that's the number one benefit of having a daily routine. It keeps you focused, right? Because obviously you're going to have a goal, right? You're going to have a goal, you're going to have a deadline, and your daily routine is going to be structured to help you accomplish that goal. An example of how I used the daily routine to stay focused was when I wanted to learn about bodybuilding years ago, right? Every single part of my daily routine was structured towards just improving my knowledge in hypertrophy, biology, chemistry, physics, all of these things. Even as far back as I even went into anthropology just to try to put all the pieces together. That's how I was able to come up with nucleus overload. That's how I was able to, pioneer these things that now everyone is talking about, but at the time was called bro science. You have to have a way to focus all your energies into one goal. So that's the number one benefit. The second benefit of having a daily routine is consistency. Consistency. And everyone knows how important consistency is, right? The gym, whether it's finances, whether it's your education, right? It's not enough to show up once, twice, maybe 3 times out of the week, right? You gotta be consistent. And that's what a daily routine does, because you literally copying and pasting that same routine every single day. It's not like it's changing every week, right? Eventually down the years, maybe months down the road, you're gonna update it as your goals change. But really on a day-to-day basis, your daily routine is gonna stay the exact same, right? So it's gonna keep you accountable. It's gonna keep you consistent. And there's nothing more important than literally think about it, guys. And I give the example in the original, I think the video was called A Day in My Life, something like that, right? One of the old videos. And I give the example, right? At the time, I was learning, I was just doing one thing a day, right? So one animal a day, one book a day, not the whole book, but I was reading like 4 pages a day, one biography a day of a successful person. I was picking small categories, and I was just doing one chunk each day, right? And it was probably like 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes max per category. But what did I say? I said, guys, this shit adds up, right? Because think about it. You studying just, one animal a day. Because I like you guys know me, I like drawing wisdom from different things, right? Animals, insects, humans, different cultures, religions, whatever. So if you're doing one animal a day, at the end of the year, that's 365 animals that you just studied, right? If you're doing one biography a day, and when I say biography, I'm not talking about reading a whole book, right? Just a simple paragraph. This is, Napoleon. This is Alexander the Great. This is Caesar. And this is how they got to where they are, right? Because again, you learn from other people's mistakes. So doing just one of these a day, at the end of the year, that's 365 people whose lives you learn from, right? So anything, any category that you pick. And obviously it's gonna be based on your goals. If you're a musician, obviously you're gonna have a different daily routine than somebody who's a basketball player. But the goal is the same. That consistency. One thing a day is gonna add up to 365 at the end of the year, even though it only took you maybe 2-3 minutes out of your day, right? So I cannot stress how important daily routine is. That's why I'm remaking these videos, because down the road, I'm gonna refer to this video so many times, right? When you ask me, hey, I need help with this and that, I'm gonna ask you, what does your daily routine look like, right? Because based on your goal, you'll be able to tweak it so that you can reach your destination faster, right? So again, remember, it's gonna help you with focus, right? Fuck the flashlight. We wanna be narrow, straight, right? We wanna have all the energy condensed into one goal, right? Again, that's why I could say dominance, discipline, direction, Team3D, right? Remember, it's dominance, right? Picking something that you're a master at, you're an expert in, and focusing on that, right? Discipline, which is the consistency part, right? And then you got the direction, right? So focus is everything. You gotta be focused. And the daily routine will help you do just that. And again, sure enough, it'll help you with consistency and all those things, guys. So again, daily routine, daily routine, daily routine. You're gonna hear me beat that over and over again. I wouldn't have overcome all these obstacles that were in my path if I didn't have a simple piece of paper. Actually, I was using a piece of paper. After I graduated from the paper stage, I was using OneNote. You can use anything. You can use OneNote. You can use Evernote. You can use Trello. I'm going to put some suggestions in the description. You can use any of those things. But a simple checklist that you can just copy and paste every morning. Right? You just, at the end of the day, you just go off the list, check, 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 check. And the next morning, you just copy and paste it. So it's new again, right? And if you want, you can also rate yourself. So let's say your daily routine is 10 things. And at the end of the day, you only did 7 out of the 10 things. That's 70% completion rate. So obviously the next day, you're trying to obviously bring that to 80, 90, or even 100%. Now, here's an example of what my daily routine looks like, right? And again, you can use that template, you can use my template, but then, tweak it, make some changes based on your goals. So number one, right? It starts with motivation, right? When I wake up in the morning, the most important thing is to get my dopamine levels through the fucking roof, right? So same thing, pick 5 things. It's gonna be on your daily routine, your to-do list. Pick 5 things that are gonna maximize your motivation, right? So you guys saw my video on the rage bucket years ago, right? If you're motivated by rage, anger, right? Learn how to channel that, right? I always say negative emotions have a place in life, right? You'd be amazed at how many things I accomplished just out of rage and anger and frustration, So find a way to use all these negative emotions to your advantage. So in the motivation side of your daily routine, have a way to get yourself pumped up. Have a way to channel all your negative energies into something positive. You can put anything, like I said. Also visualize. Make sure you visualize your goal. Make sure you visualize the day. Obviously meditate. That's gonna help you with your motivation. Clear your mind. All these things. So that's an example of what to put in the top part, the number one part of your daily routine, right? So it's gonna be no more than 5 things that you could do to maximize your motivation for that day, right? This way, when you get off the bed, you're ready to conquer shit. Most people just get up, brush their teeth, and then just walk around. It's like, what the fuck? What are you doing, right? Your day is fucked up the moment you didn't prioritize those first 5 to 10 minutes, right? So that's number one. The second thing on your daily routine should be something related to, obviously, your body, right? So whether it's your goal is to build muscle, whether your goal is to lose fat, whatever. Why? Because that's going to maximize your endorphins, right? And that's going to help with depression. That's going to help with, all these negative things that we have, right? Guys, take full advantage of all your neurotransmitters. Remember, the motivation side is going to help with dopamine. The body side, muscle, whatever your goal is, physique side of your daily routine, it's going to help with endorphin release. So it's going to help with dopamine release. Whether you're doing cardio, whether you're doing pull-ups. You guys know me, I'm doing nucleus overload. So I get up, I do pull-ups, I do push-ups, whatever. Something to get the blood flow going. So that's the second part of your daily routine, right? Put 5 things that you have to do each day to optimize your body, optimize your performance if you're an athlete, increase your muscle size if that's your goal. It could be something as simple as go to the gym today, or run for 5 minutes today, jump rope today, do some boxing today, right? Just make sure it's something that you could do every day. Hit all my macros today, hit my calorie goal, my protein goal, or drink a gallon of water today, whatever. So just pick 5 things based on your situation that are gonna help you optimize your body. The third thing is related to your finances. So again, have 5 things that are gonna go under that umbrella of finances, money, right? So it could be anything, right? Obviously, if you focus on your career, that's where that's gonna fit. If you're managing a business, that's where that's gonna go. Because obviously, if your finances are not optimized, everything else is gonna crumble around you. So 5 things that you'll do every day to make sure that your finances are optimized. Number 4, 5 things that you could do every single day to optimize your mind. So whether that's education, whether that's playing chess, anything, right? Just put 5 things that you're gonna do every day that are gonna build a smarter, more intelligent you. So every time I get asked, Megan, how do you know so much? Where do you get all this information from? That's exactly where it comes from. Every single day, I learn things or I do things that increase my intellect, that increase my intelligence, that increase my knowledge, right? Because ignorance is a fucking disease. And of course, that's also gonna help you with dopamine release, guys. Your dopamine goes up when you learn. Your dopamine goes up when you're achieving goals. So notice how each and every point of the daily routine is also maximizing your positive neurotransmitters. Fifth part of your daily routine is gonna be the cool down, right? Focusing on your mood, focusing on your happiness, right? So you put 5 things that you have to do every single day to ensure that you don't go to bed stressed out. And it's usually going to be around the evening, right? So whether that's calling a friend, whether that's going out to the bar, whether that's I don't know, watching something funny or watching a TV show or playing video games, because the final part of the daily routine is really the reward, right? Because you went through a long day, stressful day, you were able to knock out, I'm assuming, 90% of your daily routine. So now you have to reward yourself, right? The whole, again, it's all about reinforcement. Dopamine, dopamine. You're going to hear me mention that over and over again. So at the end of your day, make sure you reward yourself for a day well spent, a productive day, right? So that's it, guys. Those are the 5 key elements that you must have in your daily routine. Start off the day with focusing on motivation. And it's funny, just use M. It's easy to memorize if you just focus on the M. So start off with focusing on motivation. Focus on your muscles, M for muscles, your body, fat loss, whatever your goal is, your physique. Your money, right? Your finances, right? Number 4, your mind, your intellect, and finally, your mood. And I guarantee you guys, you'll come back in a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, and say, Megan, why did I wait so long to implement a daily routine? All right, guys, hope that helps. Like the video, comment below. See you guys in the next one.